This CHA Spotlight features Chattanooga's own saxophonist Frank B. and also our latest culinary find, 618 Restaurant and Lounge.
Come enjoy live music, friendly service, and lavish decor at 618 Restaurant and Lounge in downtown Chattanooga. This is the CHA Spotlight at visitchattanooga.com.
Fried chicken under 600 calories with the dressing. That can't be true. Can it?
New Sensible salads under 600 calories with the dressing? You better believe it. Only at Zaxby's.
Mermaid Mattress. Better price, better sleep, better life.
We have a lot of medical conversations here on 3+U. We always enjoy giving you a healthier approach to your life often during the week. And once a month, we check in with Dr. Tiffany Ahlberg at Ahlberg Audiology. This again is the day for us to say good morning to her. So good morning.
Good morning, Julie.
Your topic today kind of hits two different sides of that health conversation, because obviously the hearing loss, but then you have found, a lot of other folks across the country have discovered, that there is kind of a connection with that hearing loss and the development of different forms of dementia. Do I have that right?
Yes, it was actually neurology that found this connection. So it was a study that they had done years ago that found that their patients that had a hearing loss had more severe dementia or cognitive decline than the patients who didn't have it. So the studies have continued over the years to find this link between and the relationship between hearing loss and cognitive decline, the dementia as we call it. And there have generated more and more research, or more and more confirmation that relationship is there. And
I was going to just say, and it makes so much sense once you stop and think about it. And you have shared with us over the years that there's kind of a standard, I think, that people, by the time they cross your door, have often been living with a hearing deficiency, I'll say, for as many as 6 or 7 years. So a lot can change in that time.
It is, and I will say most of the people that I see, I would guesstimate that some of their hearing loss started 20 to 30 years ago. I mean, sometimes by the time people reach me, there is no way that hearing loss started 6 or 7 years ago. But 6 or 7 years is the average. But you have to think about how the brain has been completely denied of those certain frequencies. And I think oftentimes people think, when they think of hearing loss, they think of deafness. And hearing loss and deafness are two different things. Hearing loss is being denied of hearing certain frequencies. So it doesn't have to be all frequencies, it can just be some frequencies. So it's like not seeing a few colors, but being able to see the rest, and you're not blind, you're just missing out on some important information. And the same thing happens with hearing loss. And so I think people think, well, it's not bad enough because I can still hear. And just because you have a hearing loss doesn't mean you can't hear, it just means you can't hear certain things. And whenever the brain is denied of some of this information, then it's just cut off. And so that in and of itself has been found to be related to the cognitive decline. But also what happens after that, people don't hear well in background noise. They can't hear family members. They're embarrassed when they go out because they misunderstand. So then people quit doing things. They quit going out with their friends. They quit meeting, for a game of cards or all of these social activities. Mm-hmm. And so not only is it the hearing loss, but it's what hearing loss causes, and that is people not being as social as they used to be. And so that social inactivity or isolation, then that is another compound effect for cognitive decline.
Makes so much sense. I think what you were telling me a minute ago off air was that there's kind of a tiered effect. So if your hearing loss is, kind of a moderate level, then you're going to have, that'll associate with the dementia. But if you don't get it in check, that cognitive decline really increases rapidly.
Yes, and then it becomes, do people not hear, or are they really forgetting? Because I see that a lot. I see people who have such a bad hearing loss, and we all know, if we don't understand something twice, what do? We're like, okay, we have no idea what somebody said, but we're like, okay, whatever. And then the family takes that as, okay, they responded, they have confirmation that they understood. Mm-hmm. They didn't. And so it becomes a little bit unclear sometimes as to, did they really forget something, or did they confirm something that they never got in the first place?
Yeah, you shared with us fairly recently a suggestion, like if you're living in a household spouse to spouse or something, where the person with the hearing loss can say, I heard you say this, and then that gets the other person to clarify. It's a check of some balances.
Yes, but if you heard nothing, and sometimes family members just aren't so nice, and so they just get really, they just get mad whenever, you don't understand. I know my daughter does sometimes, and so then you're like, okay, whatever, sure. And so I think that happens a lot in families, because we're not as nice to our family as we are to other people sometimes.
Well, and it is frustrating to really share a life with somebody who can't hear you, right? Especially if then you're not getting, it's one thing if you're trying everything and there's just not a way to address it efficiently, across the board. But if you're just wanting to kind of live in denial, that's very frustrating. And so you're right, then those emotions come out. So to the point of people waiting so long to come and see you, if you have a hearing loss and you're going to end up being fitted with a device, are they as obtrusive as they used to be?
No, not at all. And I think it's very surprising. I get that same wow effect every single day of my life. I mean, every day someone comes in my office, they are so surprised at how invisible they are and what they remember them being 20, 30, 40 years ago, or their grandparents wearing a box, around to here. Technology has changed a lot, so we are definitely in a day and time where things are invisible and definitely more cosmetically appealing than they've ever been before.
And I am taking you down a path that you did not want to go, but I'm going to take you there anyway. Before, we've discussed about the over-the-counter devices that you can buy versus the ones that you would be fitting. You understand people's budgets, but be careful, because you can be throwing your money away.
Yeah, it is. We see people that come in here, I would say, if not every day, every other day, that have wasted money on those devices. And, I hope there's someone out there that has benefited from something like that. Again, I don't see them as much in my office, because by the time they reach me, they have failed with something like that. So it's just a hard thing for me to talk about, because again, I only see the people who fail. So there may be people out there who do okay, but I don't see them.
Well, it was a worthwhile conversation with us this morning, and thanks for connecting the hearing loss with the dementia, because that's just one more reason to not let another day slip by. So if you want to see her, she and her team are taking new patients at Ahlberg Audiology. They're right there in Cleveland. You can find them online at ahlbergaudiology.com. But the best thing is give them a call, 641-0956, and she'll share that beautiful smile of hers with you too. Thanks, Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Richard. As a professional soccer player, I know my recovery is as important as my training. That's why I visit North Spring as often as possible. Their treatments keep me ready to play.
North Spring. How do you feel now? Visit northspring.com and claim your introductory offer today.
Recent injury keeping you from getting out? Mobility at Home sells and rents wheelchair ramps so you can get your freedom back. We also have a wide variety of scooters to fit your needs, compact and transportable. Mobility at Home. We make everyday life accessible.
New spicy batter dip fish, only at Captain D's. It's hot news. Our famous batter dip fish just got really hot with fiery spices in our legendary batter. Get ready for bold new flavors when the captain is coming. Captain D's.
Audiology Services, we treat hearing loss in a way that allows you to enjoy life's precious moments again.
I get to hang out with the grandkids and don't miss any of their little conversations with their little small voices, and it's really made a huge difference in my life.